name's Andy Marino, and I am the writer of a biography of India's new Prime Minister, Narendra Modi. And I'm here today at the India Inc. seminar, where we're talking about a new dawn for business in India.
Great, and as somebody who's spent a lot of time with the new Indian Prime Minister, what would you think, in your view, would be the impact of this new government on India-UK ties?
I think everything is going to change in India now. I think that there's a wall of investment about to hit India from all directions. In fact, there's going to be a scrum at the entrance to try and get in, but I think Modi is going to be very open to it. I think that the UK is extremely well positioned in terms of its relationships with India, its historical relationship, its Indian population in the UK who have ties to India, its warm friendship with India and with Gujarat. Modi likes London, he's been here a lot. That there are massive opportunities for investing in a way that can benefit India and that can also benefit the UK. At the moment, there's a lot of liquidity around in the world with companies. The only place that it can be put is, even sovereign money, is into bonds, American bonds, UK bonds, which don't pay a return. If you invest in India, you're looking at a 10% return, and that's an enormous thing. Everybody's going to want to get in on it, and I think Modi's going to be very welcoming to everybody, especially the UK. I like the way that he is. He's easygoing. He's got a very, very modern way of managing people. He's very good with people. He said to me that, you know, you can't only look after people's strengths, you have to look after people's weaknesses. He's very keen on giving people autonomy, letting them take responsibility for things, because he thinks that energizes them, makes them more optimistic and enthusiastic about their jobs, and that they perform better. And he encourages people to try things, and he says, if you fail, don't worry, I'm not going to punish you, I'm not going to criticize you. If what you're doing is for the good and you're trying out ideas, that's what I want, so don't worry. And it transformed the civil service in Gujarat. You see what's happened in Gujarat since he was Chief Minister. And the administration then, the bureaucrats, are a different breed from elsewhere, because there's a kind of energy and informality and an optimism and a creativity that's very, very rare in a bureaucratic administration. And it's down to him encouraging people to do things. It becomes dynamic, interactive. He gets departments to work with each other instead of against each other. He said when he got there, you know, everybody hated the finance ministry because the finance ministry says, no, you can't do that. So everybody resented them. So he's got everybody together, and he asked the finance ministry to open up and give a presentation about their problems, which they did, about how little money they had, how they couldn't do this, how they couldn't do that. And the other departments slapped their heads and said, if only we'd known. We're asking for this and they can't do it because of that. We didn't know, because, you know, the Treasury tends to be secretive because it's paranoid and it knows everybody hates it. Once they know that they can talk to the other departments started to adjust their plans to fit in with what was possible with the Treasury. Once they started doing that, so much energy was saved from, you know, the lack of friction and disagreement and all this, and the working together to create plans that would work. Things took off, even with less money. And it's things like that that he can engineer that really work. I'd say just be as open and friendly as possible, and let him know that you've got lots of projects you want to do. You want to help him to build India. It's a good business deal is when both sides come out on top. That's the definition of a good business deal, and this is an opportunity where that can happen. You know, the UK can benefit and India can benefit. We've got lots of expertise we can put in there. We've got lots of capital we can put in there. And India's got lots and lots of extremely good manpower coming onto the market every month. It's got lots of markets to be developed. It's got lots of technology it can develop. It's like all this new territory for prosperity and development has just opened up. And the way you're going to make the most money and the most human advance in it is if we all work together. So it needs a dialogue and openness and, you know, cut down on the bureaucracy, which is obviously what Modi's going to do, to allow fast investments, fast setting up of projects, fast clearances, all the stuff that he's pioneered in Gujarat And he will now, I have no doubt, start doing across India and encouraging states to do it themselves. He's not going to order them. He'll say, look, you do it. You want people to come in? It's up to you. We're not going to stop you. Unlike what Delhi's been doing, is stopping everything. It'll start happening very, very quickly. There'll be so many things, I think, starting up that it's going to be wide open. I mean, there's lots of countries going to want to get in there, but there's no reason why the UK can't.